okay, that translates careful with these faces. And we've blurred them out, but those are 6 people who were involved in ICE and the raids out in LA. It gives their name, gives their address. I think it gives their phone numbers. They are being doxxed. Obviously, they are trying to intimidate the good guys into not going after the bad guys.
So the question is, are we going to allow this to happen in our country? We're going to allow the cartel to win in our own country. We're going to let them put our faces of our cops as trying to keep. You got murderers, rapists that have flooded the country because Biden wanted to open up the border and let 10 million people come in the country. And now finally the cops are able to do their job. This is why we have 30 cops on one bus for one guy, because it's not safe. They're putting their pictures up. Their families are at risk as a result of this. They're probably going to have to pull these cops off duty because they can't do their job and be able to protect their family back home. There has to be legal consequences. So I'm just waiting for Pam Bondi to figure exactly who these activists are and prosecute them. They're aiding and abetting an entire criminal enterprise.
ICE is saying they're not really sure who these people are that are hanging up these posters, but they are aware, they are investigating. The LA FBI is warning those who interfere with law enforcement investigations could face prosecution. And DHS says these pathetic activists are putting targets on the backs of our law enforcement as they shield MS-13, Tren de Aragua, and other vicious gangs that traffic women and children, kidnap for ransom, and poison Americans with lethal drugs. These individuals will be held accountable for obstructing the law and justice. This shouldn't be controversial.
Right. And also some other things that are important to point out. The Mayor Bass, arguably the worst mayor in the country, was trying hard to be #1, and she's halfway there. Believe in yourself. She also went out of her way to say this: no one should live in fear due to their immigration status. Los Angeles is a city of immigrants. We'll continue to stand together, except, of course, what Bill Malugin posted right after, and that's the amount of illegal aliens who are arrested for horrific crimes. At a Guatemalan 18th Street gang member, I would fear him, convicted of assault with a deadly weapon. A Chinese convicted child predator, I believe that's a problem. You should fear a Mexican drug trafficker, a Guatemalan convicted manslaughter assailant, Guatemalan convicted of rape with a gun. That's Bass to say these are the people, as Bill Wright says, that we should have fear, I believe. So this is an idea, the difference between the two parties. One sees illegal immigrants where we're a melting pot. Other sees there's a difference between criminals and people who are here legally.
Well, it also goes to the point, okay, you see the rap sheet of all those people. You let these people back on the street? Who does that?
New York.
How is that?
New York and Chicago.
Any type of common sense. And I think I just wish they would look at the polling data. Still, over 60% of the country is for mass deportations. You would think, with all these rallies and all that, that the tide would change. But the country is aware, because these folks aren't staying in the rich neighborhoods, as my last guest said, that ran for city council in Boston. They're staying in the poor neighborhoods, so they have to experience those criminal aliens in their community.
Well, and ultimately, these sanctuary cities are still sanctuary cities for a lot of these bad guys.
The president says if there's one thing he wants to pick up the pace on in immigration, it's the criminals. Yeah. Find a way to round up those criminals and the kids. Well, the tens of thousands of kids we can't track.
It's the lowest single apprehension day in over 15 years this past Saturday. CBP encountered only 200 illegal aliens at our U.S. southern border. And Kristi Noem writes, thanks to President Trump and our brave men and women of CBP, make America safe again.
It's working.